Hello and welcome to my channel. So today I'm gonna be training here in Rocket League. What I talk about the recent video that my brother dropped about, it's called No Stream. He talks about his mental health a little bit and how he's gonna take a little break. He mentioned me in the video, and I want to talk about the video because for a couple of reasons. One is because I care about my brother. I care about his well-being. I want him to be all right. Two is because he mentioned me in the video, and three is because he talked about a lot of things that I can relate to. It's problems that we both share by being a streamer and by having the same community, which, by the way, I owe to him. If I'm part of this community, and if you guys know me at all, or even care about what I have to say, and if you're watching this video, it's because you know me through Seed. And I always told Seed that I'm very appreciative of like him introducing me to his community and everything, because he basically gave me the opportunity to be a streamer and share a community with him. And that's why I know all of you guys. I know all of you guys because of him. At least when I stream, you guys come to my stream and everything, and all of that is because Seed introduced me to his world and the community that he built. So it's all credit. He built this community. It wasn't me. I was just lucky enough that he added me to it, that he introduced me to it, and he eased me into it. So I will always be thankful to Seed for that, and I'm always thankful that you guys accepted me too, and then that you started watching me too and subscribing and everything. That you accepted me to the community, basically. But yeah, I want to talk about Seed and the stuff that he mentioned. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm still learning about being a YouTuber and being a streamer, and there's I've made YouTube videos for a while, but streaming is a whole different beast. There's like a whole different approach to it, being a streamer. And he talked about chat, and he talked about how stressful it can be to make everybody happy in chat, to keep you guys all happy. You have to find some sort of middle ground where you can find something that is fulfilling you, but at the same time it's making others happy. And that means sometimes I play some games that you guys don't like, and like he said, I don't care. I have to do it for myself. And I also know that it's alright. You guys might not like that game, but then I play another game, and then you guys are into that game. And again, the opinions are always, oh, bro, Freebie said, oh my god. Anyway, yeah, but the pressure and the stressful part of it is real. I do feel it too. Okay, we want to keep our viewers entertained. We want to keep our viewers happy. We don't want to completely dismiss what they want. We're not gonna be that selfish. Okay, and even though it might sound like I'm not being that selfish, but like I said, you gotta do something that you like and that others like it too. Now, my brother and me, we're very similar. I would say the person that I'm most similar, he's probably the person that is most similar to me in terms of personality. Him and a couple of my friends, but there's very few people that are very similar to me in terms of personality. However, we do have a different mindset when it comes to some things. And I realized that if you want to become a streamer, or if you want to become a content creator in general, that comes with a lot of hate. Oh, come on. That comes with a lot of hate. Especially the more you grow. By that I mean you always have people that will like what you do, and then you have people that don't like what you do. And the bigger that you are, the bigger that you grow as a streamer or as a content creator, the more people you're going to get on both sides. You're going to get more glaciers, more people that love you and support you, and you're gonna get more people that hate you because of multiple reasons. They might hate you just because you're popular, and just because of that. Or they might hate you for other reasons, like they don't like your content, your personality, you name it. You know what I mean? But the thing is, you kinda have to be okay with that, because that's the nature of being a streamer or a content creator. I've seen it. You know what I mean? And you can see it in droves. I don't know, I'm old school, okay? I remember when PewDiePie started becoming famous by doing like horror playthroughs. I used to hate PewDiePie. Like I would say, PewDiePie is so trash. Mind you, I didn't even watch his content. I just kind of hated his popularity, and I kind of hated the kind of content that he made. But I was a hater for no real reason. You know what I mean? And back then, I wasn't a YouTuber or a streamer. So my perspective only came from the perspective of a viewer. And that's something that radically changes too. Because when you go from a viewer to actually trying to create content, you kind of become more mindful about the things you say to other creators and how you perceive them. You understand, once you become like a content creator, you kind of understand why they do the stuff they do, how you have to play the game. You know what I mean? And to some extent, because you do have to play the game. But like I said, that comes with a lot of hate and a lot of negativity. It can come with a lot of negativity. And sometimes it's not, sometimes they say it with not a toxic intention. They're just, I guess, just speaking their mind. But they don't realize it could be hurtful to you. You know what I mean? That's why having that mindset and knowing that, kind of knowing that that's the nature of the game, that I'm not going to be able to please everybody, has given me a little bit of peace of mind, because that's the nature of the game. You know what I mean? So it's best that I don't get too emotional about it, because that's just going to affect me, and it's going to affect how I view myself, and it's going to affect my content. You know what I mean? Instead of like focusing on the people, on the main things people say, I try to focus on the good things they say. You know what I mean? It's the contrast. That little contrast, because that's the thing, you hear this very often with content creators. They always say, you can get 1,000 comments of flattery, but the one that sticks in your head is the negative one. That negative one, it's like a little prick on your side, a little sting. You know what I mean? And I get it, it's true. But at the same time, how do you get over that? And at least personally, the way that I get over that is that by realizing that that is the nature of being a content creator or a YouTuber or a public personality. And here's the thing, like I said, the more you grow, the more haters you're gonna get, or people that disagree with you. You know what I mean? Or people that don't like you. And you have to have the mental fortitude to deal with that. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. But believe me, you guys, like, okay, let me say this. Some of you guys in the community are trying to do videos on your own. You know what I mean? You guys are trying to make content on your own. Now, imagine me if I went to your comment section and said some mean things or stuff that you guys say sometimes that could be perceived as mean. Imagine if I did that to you constantly. You probably wouldn't like it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what Seed was addressing. That I guess you should be a little bit more mindful about what you say to him. Now, granted, Seed has been streaming longer than me, so he's probably accumulated more stress than me. And I totally relate to him, and everything that he said is so true. Oh damn it, I messed it up. Here's the thing, and this may sound mean, but I don't mean it as mean, okay? This doesn't mean that you have to be all vanilla and be like a glazer all the time. Don't get me wrong, you don't have to take it to that extreme. It's not like that. It's not like Seed. I don't think, personally, because Seed is a grown-ass man like me, he's mature enough to realize this. He's not really asking people to just be friendly all the time and be positive all the time. No, I don't think that's the intention. The intention is like, be more mindful about what you say. For example, what he said, comparing the both of us. Oh, Seed is a better streamer. Oh, Napz is a better streamer. That's just a stupid thing to say. Obviously, me and Seed have a very strong relationship. It's not gonna break us apart. But at the same time, it does bother us. And it bothers us not because it can break us apart. It bothers us because it's a very immature thing to say. It's a very stupid, entitled thing to say. And mind you, again, you might say that kind of comment without having like an ill intention behind it, without the intention of hurting us. But again, it does a little bit. But like I said, it's like a It's weird, bro. It really is very different. Once you become the streamer, once you're a viewer, you feel like you can say anything and it doesn't matter. You can say whatever hurtful thing and it doesn't matter. But once you're the streamer, you're actually receiving that, and you're taking it into account to some extent. Even though you know that you should maybe sometimes ignore it, sometimes it gets to you. Now here's the thing, like I said before, if you're gonna be a streamer, you should be prepared for that. And you're gonna have to build some barriers, some sanity barriers, for lack of a better term, to keep your composure, right? But again, maintaining those barriers up, keeping those barriers up, it's hard. Because one day, you could be in a bad mood or an insecure mood, and one of those comments might trigger you. And you explode, you'll crash out. I mean, it's happened to streamers, bro. Like, bro, I've seen it, okay? Big streamers that have ruined their career. Big streamers with way bigger streamers than me, way bigger content creators that have ruined their career because they indulge too much what negative things they say about, the people say about them. They go into the comments and argue with the people. Bro, I have gotten negative comments, okay? I've gotten like very demeaning comments, and I've never gone into a comment section and argue with them because it's a waste of time. You have to take it in stride, bro. You have to take the good with the bad. That's just the nature of it. If you do, listen, to every streamer, big or not, you might go to an SQC chat and the chat, you get some chatters that are trying to troll him. That's kind of like the nature of chat sometimes. Chat is not always there for you. You got people that will support you and people that will troll you. And that's literally, like I said, it's the nature of it. You cannot stop it. And if you want to change it and create this echo chamber where it's like all glazing, all positive vibes, the only thing that you want to hear is that how great you are. I don't particularly want that. I think that's, listen, there's an argument to be made here to say that you should moderate your community. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you should invite every hater and let anything fly and let anything go. I'm really not saying that. But there's some people that take it to an extreme and they want to create an echo chamber, a safe place where they don't want to hear anything negative about them or any critique, or let people be themselves. I don't want that. Mind you, I don't want people that are super disruptive to the community. I don't want that, okay? But at the same time, I don't care if you say L stream because I'm playing a game that you don't like. That doesn't bother me, because I'm not gonna take it personal. You're just saying something, you know what I mean? Especially if you have a contrast. For example, there's a lot of people in my community that tease me a little bit. Or they bother me, they troll me. But they could be very nice in other situations. So I see a contrast between them. They're not just mindless haters. They're just saying, hey, I don't like this. At this particular time, I don't like this game, I don't like that. And then when you play a game they like, they're all happy. Oh, I like it, bro, this is great. So there's a contrast there that also keeps me sane. You know what I mean? And it also reflects to me that person has a, how do I say it? It's not as easily defined as a hater. But I also kind of feel like, by his own words, he's not gonna quit. You know what I mean? It's something that he has to deal with. It's something that we all have to deal with as streamers, and it can affect you. And the good thing is about Seed is Seed makes those type of videos. I don't make these type of videos, dude. There's a lot of stuff in my head. Okay, this is how I work personally. There's a lot of stuff in my head that I don't say. I just work it out internally. There's a lot of negative things. There's a lot of negative thoughts that I have towards people sometimes, and I just don't say them. I get over it in my head. There's a lot of nasty thoughts or a lot of insecure thoughts that we think, and they do affect me, but I don't indulge them enough to say them out loud, because once you put them in the world, people hear it and they perceive it, and it creates repercussions. It creates a wave. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say, I'm really not trying to say that my approach is better, or that because that's just who I am, and he is who he is. I'm just trying to explain how I personally deal with the same things that he's dealing with. How I personally deal with it. How I try to find a way to deal with it and try to keep some peace of mind. Try to keep my sanity. That's really what I'm doing in this video. I'm trying to take into account how he feels and the validity of his feelings and how right he is about some of the stuff that he's saying. But I'm trying to also say, it's interesting to me, okay? It's an interesting topic for me to talk about. I'm also trying to say how I personally deal with it. You know what I mean? Not that my way is better or his way is better. I will say this though. In terms of like his approach, it kind of is better if you want to be a YouTuber. This is something that I don't do personally much. Ideally, as a YouTuber, you have to let people in to your feelings, whatever you're feeling. People care about that stuff. I tend to be very detached in that way. I don't, because my problem is I don't form any parasocial relationships with any YouTuber that I watch. Any YouTuber that I watch, to me, are just my entertainers. They're not my friends. But now being a YouTuber or being a streamer, and I have to deal with the community, it feels way different. I do feel like I need to get close to you guys. Inherently, I just get close to you guys, even without intending it. You know what I mean? I get to know you guys and your personality and how you behave. And I do get closer, even if like that's not my intention. And I do care, I do tend to care about how you feel, if you're happy or not, if you're happy about the game. I take that into consideration, I really do. But at the same time, like, I honestly don't want anybody to rely on me so much in that way. You know what I mean? I don't want people to... It's weird, bro. This sounds like even like I'm not appreciative. I just don't like the parasocial aspect of it. And the thing is, that's such a key thing for becoming a YouTuber. It's the parasocial aspect of it. That's what separates YouTube from traditional, other traditional medias. You care about a YouTuber because you feel he talks to you directly. He keeps you in mind. Hey, you're my community. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you guys for the support. An actor, for example, you don't feel that connection with him, right? But like I said, my nature is not to do that. This is weird, bro. I'm kind of being too real. Because I don't feel that connection to any YouTuber. The connection that I have is with my brother. And sure, he's a YouTuber, but mainly the connection that I have with him, that's really real, is because I know him. I know him in real life. I grew up with him. You know what I mean? That's a real connection. I don't have any connection to other YouTubers that I love. I don't feel they're my friends. I don't feel that I need to talk to them. I don't feel like they need to respond to me for me to be happy, and any of that. And in that same aspect, I don't want anybody that's my viewer to rely on me in such a strong way, because they might get their feelings hurt or something. Because again, I'm just trying to be an entertainer. You know what I mean? I'm not particularly trying to be your best friend. I'm not trying to be in your DMs all the time, like we're super friends and everything like that. No, I'll be cordial and everything, but I don't want people to develop a very intense parasocial relationship with me. And if you don't know what parasocial is, look it up, okay? Because it's a very strong word and it applies to YouTubers, okay? A lot of YouTubers milk that shit, and I don't like it. I don't feel it, and I don't particularly want to promote it. At the same time, it's weird, bro, because I do care about you guys, and I do want to keep you happy. It seems like a contradiction, but it's not. What I'm trying to say is that don't rely on it too much. Don't rely too much, because that way you can be more free. That way you won't be upset if they do something that you don't like. That way, if they do something that you don't like, you can be like, hey, whatever, bro. He did that. I still like him. It didn't hurt my feelings. But if you get too close, too parasocial, you'll be like, this guy did that. I'm unsubbing. I'm unsubbing. He said the thing. He did the thing with the thing, and I didn't like that, so I'm unsubbing. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop it here. I think I yapped enough. Hopefully, I covered everything. I see while I'm editing the video if I just talk a lot of shit that makes no sense, but yeah, that's basically. Oh, okay, I got the freebies. Yeah, that's basically my thoughts on this. Again, like I said, I wish Seed the best. Maybe he should take a little break. I'm sure he'll be fine. Seed is a grown boy. He's a big boy. Okay, he's mature enough. He has the mental fortitude to get through all of this. So yeah, that's my video, and thank you guys for watching if you did watch.